Okay, and welcome back to Who the Bear videos. Today I'm basically going to take you a quick run through of one of my clean patches. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to talk you through how you can use the volume pedal to change a number of different aspects of your patch just by rocking it forward and backwards, not just by using it as a volume or a wah pedal, which a lot of people just use it to. Okay, so this will give you an idea. Again, today I'm using my trusty old Fender Squier. Yeah, Squier Classic Vibe Telecaster. Purely because it's got a lovely clean sound to it. So this will give you an idea of what it sounds like to start off with. That's on the neck pickup. I'll switch back to the bridge pickup for you. To the middle pickup, or the middle selector. Onto the next pickup again. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what it sounds like. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick on the neck pickup again, but I'm going to show you an example of what I meant by just rocking forward the volume pedal. So this is basically with the volume pedal completely back. Okay. Okay, so it's a nice clean, a little bit of chorus with it. Okay, so I'm going to rock the volume pedal forward a bit now, and you'll see the difference. Notice there now, I'll put it back to normal again, and back up again. Yep, so there's you can probably hear there, there's a surge in volume, but there's also a surge in delay amount and effect as well. Fantastic bit of editing through the GT8 FX floorboards editing software again, which lets you completely alter a lot of the different settings purely through the volume pedal. So I'm going to take you through a quick run through of my patch to help you get something similar to what I've got there now, and then show you some of the settings then which you can control and you can tinker away with to control and alter something like your overdrive patch, which also not only just boosts the volume but kicks in something like an overdrive pedal as well, built onto the GT8. Okay, so I've loaded up my GT8 FX floorboard editing software again as usual, Again, the setup today is going straight from the guitar through to GT8 in stereo, then through to the mixing desk, then straight into the PC. Okay, so as we can see in here now, we're using an amp sim, noise suppressor, a pan delay, a bit of chorus, a bit of reverb, an EQ, and this time a limiter. So I'll take you through some of my settings that I'm using in each of them, just really quickly. Okay, so for my amp sims, I'm using on channel a Fender Twin Reverb Clean in the gain middle switch, and you can see my gain, bass, middle, treble and presence settings there. On the level settings, I'm using about 96. I'm using a 4x10 enclosed cab with a Shure SM57 in mic position 6, mic level all the way up. Okay, so that will give you this sound. Okay, let's swap over to the other channel now, and very similar. Another Fender Twin Reverb, but a little bit different now on the actual settings itself. Oop. Yeah, so I'm using a little bit of different settings, just subtly. But this time, okay, you've got my settings there on the actual amp itself. Same sort of same amp, same gain switch, but this time I'm using a speaker sim of a 2x12 open cab. Yeah, using the Sennheiser MD4 mic, mic in position 5. Okay, so that gives you this sound. Okay, and then put them both together then, sounds like this. Okay, so let me take you into the next one then. Noise suppressor, nice and simple. Yep, putting the noise suppressor straight after the amp. I always try and put the noise suppressor straight after the amp because that's where you're most going to get a lot of your noise from. Okay, so here we are, threshold 40 and release 40. Okay, next on to a pan delay. Yep. So I'm using 487. Again, that's all down to personal preference on what you want the actual delay timing to be. Tap time 72%, feedback 27. Yeah, here's my high cut. Actual effect on this part, I've got it down to 0. But you'll see later on where when I actually roll on the actual volume pedal, that's where it kicks in the amount of effect of the delay. Alright? So, chorus, yeah, stereo 1, and there's my rate, depth, and pre-delay. Low cut and high cut, nice and flat, and 58% on effect. Alright? Okay, reverb, a hall reverb. Yeah, and there's my time, pre-delay, density, low cut, high cut, effect. Yeah, and this time I'm using a direct signal of 100%. Okay. Equalizer. There's my settings for that. And finally, I'm using a limiter on this. Okay, so I'm using a vintage rack limiter, TAC 32, threshold 60. There's my ratio 261, release of 20, and effect of 32. Okay, so that gives you that lovely nice warm. Not over on the chorus. I mostly use it for stuff like Comfortably Numb, Purple Rain, stuff like that. Yep. Okay. Right. This is the little bit of wizardry that I've been on about. These patches here. Yeah, that and the FV pedal settings. Okay, so what I've got now is normal volume. Yeah, so I've set it to level to 70. But this here, yeah, whenever I reach the top of the roll on the volume, it switches on the delay. Okay. The expression pedal then is set then to volume of 70. Yeah. So the maximum then when I reach that's when I'm on the bottom of the volume. Yeah. But as soon as I put the volume on the maximum, then it gives me my boost of volume. Yeah. So I'm going to kick it in. And not only kicks in the delay, but raises the volume as well. So 2 parts already. Okay, right. Then let me show you. Bear with me, because I'm not sure which one I put it under. There we are. Right, this is the assign. So I'm saying on the expression pedal, yeah, for my minimum 0. And full 127%, basically my max. It's basically the max of it, yeah. Then on up here, I'm using the minimum of 0, which is where it's on bottom, and then maximum on 50. So that then gives you this. So this is on minimum. And as I bring it up. Yeah, I've got that extra part there. So what I can do is in my what I normally do is in my verses. So I'm using. If it's a little bit too loud, what I can do is I can back off on the volume of the actual guitar, and I can have a delay going in the background while I can do is singing. Yeah. So that gives you an idea. I'll tell you what. I'll show you another one which I use on a similar sort of amp. Again, a sort of a clean patch. Let me change this. Okay, so let me sync this up. Okay, this one here is based on a Fender Bassman. So this is the sound that I get. Yep. Some nice bluesier tones. Roll off on the back on the tone a little bit. Okay, so let me up now on the actual volume on the pedal, on the volume pedal. It not only ups the volume a little bit, but a smidgen bit on the gain as well. So let me take you into the amp settings. Using a Fender Twin Reverb. Yeah. And I'll show you my channel B. Another one. Slight subtle differences. Yeah. One using the gain switch out of middle and the other one on low. I just want a nice subtle difference between the two of them. Okay. I'm using a tone modifier this time. Yeah, nice fat tone for it. That gives it that sort of Fender Bassman sort of tone. Yeah. Again, another pan delay, very subtle. Yeah, only effect on number 7. Hall reverb again, only nice and subtle, 12%. This when you're actually playing live at a higher volume, you lose a lot of the actual effect of the delay and reverb. So it just fills out the sound, but it's not completely obvious to the crowd. And then another noise suppressor and limiter. So actually this one here, I'm using noise suppressor towards the end of it. Okay, and limiter, and there's my settings there. Now, let me show you. Yeah, this is the difference. Let me actually show you the FL pedal. So this one here, what I've got now is an overdrive pedal controlled off the control button. Yeah, so if I kick that in, I'll show you. Yeah, so it's quite characteristic of a nice driven Fender Bassman, something like that. Yeah, nice Fender amp. Let me knock it off a little bit because it's a bit noisy. Okay, so I got the expression pedal on, so that is kicking in the delay. Okay. I've got my expression pedal also, which is controlling the volume. And then, let me go here. Yeah, I've got channel A gain up a bit. Yeah, from 79 to 90. Yeah, so it's not completely full out on it. But what you've got to do, if you're using a stereo patch, and this goes for that, like on my previous one as well, you've got to set up. So if you're adding the upping the gain on the one channel, I mean, it's just personal preference. You can just do this on just one channel if you really want to. But I'm also doing it on the second channel as well. Yeah, so both of my amp sims is going on this one here. I'm going from 33 to 100. Because if you remember rightly, on my original amp, on the B, I'm using a low gain switch. So what I'm doing on this one here is I'm going all out because I'm using a low gain amp on there. Whereas on this one here, I've already used a sort of medium gain, so I'm going from 79 to 90. Okay. So that gives you some ideas now of how you can use your volume pedal rather than doing the a Michael Flatley impersonation, going from back and forth between different patches and up and down and up your volume on your control panel. You can use your volume pedal now for a number of different functions. So purely all you're doing is going from down on your volume to so it raises the volume, raises the gain a little bit. Yeah, so basically it's like as if you're kicking in a nice tube driver or something like that, or a nice subtle tube driver. So it's just driving that amp a bit more. Again, it's trying to keep it as authentic as you possibly can. Okay, so hopefully that's given you some ideas for some clean sounds. Okay, here's some examples of possibly what you can do with some of the patches I've been showing you today. Cheers, guys. See you soon.